transactions anywhere in the United States typically boils down to a listing agent, the guy or the gal that lists the actual house, which is what I prefer, for me at least. But and then you have the buyer's agent. Now, let's just say we're going to be listing 10 McNary Street in Houston, PA, like in the next 3 weeks, right? Which we will, right? And got a couple flips going. That'll be the first one. That's some of the videos we've been sending out. Okay. I'll list it. Okay. But very rarely does the listing agent actually sell it, because once you put it out, you're advertising on the multi-listing service. Some people call that the MLS. Okay. That's what realtors call it. There's thousands of people looking for a house at one time. Maybe they're looking in your neighborhood. There's a high chance that you will get people, most often or not, you will be a buyer's agent, okay, that will show that house to a prospective home buyer who will buy. Now, we also live in a state that you can list the house and you can also be the quote, the buyer's agent, right? Typically, that doesn't happen though. Typically, there's a listing agent, okay, and he or she charges typically 3% of whatever the purchase price is to do that, right? And you're not paying anything up front, okay? So, it's very critical to understand that. People think that listing a house and real estate, all these things are so expensive. And that's not actually true, because I've done this many different ways. I've done listing myself. I've done only working with investors. I've listed with other realtors. And what I've discovered is once that house is listed on the multiple listing service, okay, you get a lot more exposure, usually a better buyer, and more importantly, a buyer that will pay more money than an investor. Because investors, I'm an investor. I'm not paying full retail price. So you need to list it with a qualified agent. Obviously, we can help you with that. Okay. If you're in an area we don't serve, we can recommend a great quality listing agent in your area. Okay. And so your listing agent was typically 3% of whatever that transaction is. So if it's $100,000 house, it's a $3,000 commission for listing the house. Again, you're getting more money. You can sell it fast. There's definitely advantages to that. In the market we're in now, you need to be listed more. Investors aren't paying as much. I don't pay as much. So listing agents on one side, buyer's agents on the other side. Typically for the buyer's agent side, that's all negotiable also. This is stuff they don't want to tell you. They say, you got to pay 3%. Well, somewhere between 2% and 3%. So we're going to be saying roughly 5 to 6% of that house price, okay, is going to go to a buyer's agent and a listing agent, okay? Very rarely will you have a listing agent be the buyer's agent and the listing agent. And me as an owner, especially remodeling and flipping houses, it's almost like to be quite honest about it, it's a conflict of interest. I don't really want to be, quote, the listing agent and the buyer's agent. I want you to do your due diligence, be represented by a buyer's agent that's there to protect your interest, you as a consumer. Does that make sense? If you're the consumer, there is the opportunity for somebody that's a listing agent to maybe make a house look better than it really is. So I would say if I was a consumer, I would have my own dedicated buyer's agent. And many times they'll have you sign a commitment to one buyer's agent, and that's okay. If you sign that commitment, it doesn't cost you any money. He or she is going out and finding these deals, negotiating on your behalf to get you a better price and help do inspections, working on your behalf. They're not charging you anything up front for that. That money comes from the seller. So that's why there's a separation between buyer's agent and listing agents. Very important. And it doesn't cost you any extra money as a buyer, and it's a good thing for you. All right.